Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Cynthia, and on my channel I talk about nursing, especially for nurses who are overseas and would like to work in the UK, or who are currently in the UK. It's not just for people that want to come, but for everyone, including those that have been in the UK for years. So I share my experience here. I talk about anything that concerns nurses, and sometimes I do a bit of vlogging, but today I will be going straight to talk about my update about my nursing career in the UK.
Bring me down, pick me up, that's a start. Always popping, yeah, my body hurts, can't stand.
So I've been here in the UK for how many years now? So I came in 2018. July 2018, the 1st of July 2018. So actually 2 years now, but I take it as 1 year. I know some people will be like, why? But I took it as 1 year because I was on maternity leave for 9 months. So I've just worked for roughly a year and 6-7 months now, something like that. So yeah, so I just wanted to give an update because I know that people have been wanting to hear, or I've been having questions about everything, updates, things you wish you knew, experiences and all of that. So in this video I'll be trying to touch some of the experiences I've had. I'll be trying to share, it's just a story anyway, just update. So I'll be just trying to talk about what I've learned, what I think I would have done better, really everything. If you're a nurse and you would like to work in the UK, or if you're already in the UK, I think this video is for you, and stay tuned and enjoy it. So I came in 2018, and I used an agency during the process of preparation and everything, and I came from Nigeria because I'm a Nigerian. So actually I came before others because my husband was already here, so I wanted to have some time to spend some time with him before I start my appointment. So so I came, I think, a week or 2 weeks earlier, and I was with him. So I bought my own flight ticket. So if you don't know, you can either buy your ticket or the employer can buy for you. So I decided to buy mine because I'll be coming earlier. So they said buy yours and we'll refund you later, but the minimum and the maximum we can refund you is I think £600, and my ticket was around £750, but I didn't really bother because I just wanted to come and be here with my partner. So that was how I came in the 1st of July. So on the 16th of July I started my employment with my employer in the south of England. So that was how I started, and I had to take my OSCE exam. So everyone knows that as a nurse, you come here, you are not registered until you take your OSCE exam. And many of you have been like, oh, I'm so scared to pass my OSCE. I'm just here to tell you that OSCE is not difficult. It's not difficult to pass at all, especially for us coming from the African countries. I don't know about every other African country, but I know that in Nigeria we are being trained very well, and we are being trained very well, especially for the practical exam. So OSCE is just like a practical exam. I think I'll be talking about OSCE more in my next video, but for now it's just like an update. So yeah, so I had to take my OSCE with my mates, and as God may have it, I passed on my first attempt, and okay, good, that's nice. I was very happy that I passed and I got my license to practice fully as a registered nurse in the UK. But this comes with lots of challenges, this comes with lots of excitement, comes with lots of mixed feelings, if I may say, because like I had my exam and I think I was just the only one that made it out of my mates, so it was just like mixed feeling. I wasn't very happy passing. I was happy, but you know, like my friends didn't really get through, so I had this mixed feeling for some time until they all passed, and we were very happy. We got our pins, so we were meant to go to the ward and work. However, like before you take your OSCE, my trust, we were not really allowed to work in the ward. so we didn't really work like properly. We just go to the ward few days in a week and spend some hours, and then we are back to classes. So we had like, I think about 1 month or 2 months classes. Oh sorry, it was meant to be 1 month class, but we ended up having like 2 months plus, because it was summer, and that was peak of summer, so there wasn't really days for exams, so we had to keep on waiting till there were dates and we had to take our exams. So and in the UK you have 3 centers for exams, so for OSCE exam. So you have the one in Oxford, you have the one in Northampton, and you have the one in Northern Ireland. So I took mine in the one in Oxford. So yeah, and I mean, people don't really, I've heard many people say that Oxford is quite strict and people don't really pass it very well. I mean, I've heard all of that, but I think it all depends. Yeah, people don't really pass. The pass rate here is lower than that in Northampton and in Northern Ireland, but I didn't really have any option that to take it here, because this is where my employer chose for our exams. So after I passed my OSCE exam, I was meant to go to the ward the next day and start working as a full registered nurse who has got like her license. And I mean, I was so scared to go to the ward that day. I was so nervous because first of all, I wasn't trained here, so it's like a different place to me, you know, if you know what I mean. Like everything was quite different. So I remember going to the ward and I was like, hello, I'm here to work today, blah blah blah, my name is this, my name is that. And then I was shown the staff room where I can wait for others to come, and then the handover was done. I mean, that day I was just like, oh my god, are you sure in the right place? I was just, I wasn't really feeling it. I was like, I think I would just have to go back home, because I didn't know anybody. I didn't have my friends here, so I didn't even have, like, none of my education was done here. So if you can imagine like how it is. So I know like many of us are in the same position, and it's not easy. It's not really easy. So I went to the ward. So during the handover, the lady doing the handover is from here, guys. If I tell you this, please don't laugh at me, but I didn't hear anything she said during the handover. I think I got some words. I was able to hear some words, but you know when a proper English person that talks very fast is talking and doing the handover, trying to go back home, it's like, oh my god. Like, you know, like later I had to tell her that the first day I came, she was the one that did the handover, and I wasn't able to hear what she was saying. She was like, really? So yeah, but that's what happened. So coupled with the fact that I'm new in the country, I'm new in the world, I just got my license, I was like afraid of losing my license if anything happened. My first day was very oh my god, it was very disastrous. Anyway, I was meant to work with a registered nurse, be it a band 5 or a band 6, but I think my first day I worked with a band 6, if I'm right. Yeah, so I worked with a band 6. In the UK you have band 4, band 5, band 6, band like that, like lots of bands in the hospital. So I worked with a band 6 nurse, and I think it was a very nice experience, at least. So at the point she asked me to get an ankle sheet. I'm like, what's an ankle sheet? Because back home we call it draw sheets. You know, the draw sheet that you put in bed to prevent maybe moisture or prevent the patients from soiling the bed and stuff like that. So she said, can you get me an ankle sheet? I'm like, oh my god, ankle sheet? I didn't know what that was. I'm like, she showed it to me and I'm like, oh, we call it draw sheet. Actually the one here is use and throw away, so you just use it once and you just throw it away. But back home the one we use is like you can continue using it. So I was like, oh, this is different from what we've got back home, and then she explained to me and everything, and then I think this continued going on and on. So if you're a new nurse in the UK, just tell yourself that your first week or first few weeks in the ward is going to be just disastrous, not very disastrous, but it's just going to be like you're floating, if you know what I mean. So I had to take my time to learn things through, to like get used to everything, get used to the names, especially because even you know when you're making beds and you need to throw away the 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 sheets, they use sheets. So here they call it skip, but back home I can't remember what it's called. So if you're from Nigeria or from any other country, just tell me what you call it on the comment section, so I'll get to know as well. So you know when you rip off the bed sheets from the bed and where you put it to tie it up together, what is it called? I can't remember, but yeah, it's called skip. So yeah, so they asked me to get the skip. I'm like, what is skip? Skip? I didn't know what skip was. Okay guys, like it was really a funny experience. Yeah, so anyway, with time, if you're new in the UK and you're a nurse, just be ready to face the challenges, just be ready to face new things, just be ready to learn, because that's the major key to everything. You're really going to be like floating. Even if you know lots of things back home or where you're coming from, just tell yourself I know nothing and then learn, because it's quite different. It's not your fault, it's not mine, it's not anyone's fault, but it's just a different world, so you have to learn. So yeah, after I worked for 10 months, I had to go for my maternity leave because I got pregnant like after my pain, so I had to go for my maternity leave. Pregnancy time was so nice, was so good. I had the best midwives, I had like amazing team. So from the day I was pregnant to the day of delivery, I was well taken care of. Went for series of tests, series of checkups. Like it was a very good experience, and everyone was very amazing, very supportive and very cheerful, so I had a very good time. But then after the baby arrived, I had to cope with lots of differences. I had to cope with changing my timetable, changing my life, changing the time I wake up, changing everything really. I mean, people are also concerned about this maternity leave, the pay and everything. I think I've mentioned this sometime in my video, but I'll be going in like properly to talk about it one day. So just tell me in the comment section also if you would like to know about the maternity pay, the wages, the maternity remuneration, the maternity leave, how long it is, like everything about it, and I will try to make a video about that in my other videos. So yeah, so I had to go for my maternity leave, and I stayed for 10 months, 9 months roughly. So yeah, but I had my annual leave 1 month before my proper 9 months maternity, so it's like 10 months in total. And then I went back to work April this year. So from April this year till September now, it's April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months now I've been back to work after having my baby and staying for my maternity leave. And I bet you guys, staying for maternity leave, it's nice really, but it comes with its own challenges. It's a very good experience to have a baby, but when you find yourself in a different continent apart from where your family is, you don't have any families around, it's quite very difficult. You have to deal with paying your rent, you have to deal with taking care of your baby, childcare. You have to deal with loneliness sometimes. You just at home lonely, you don't have your friends coming around. Like it needs a lot of mental and emotional stability to be able to cope and deal with it if you're an overseas nurse that is working in a different place. So from then having baby and coming back to work and everything, so it's just exactly 2 years of me being in the UK, and I must tell you that there are things I didn't know that I would learn, or I didn't know that they existed, but I learned them within my 2 years of being in the UK. Like the past 2 years has been about learning and continuous learning. Trust me guys, you have to keep learning in this country. You have to keep learning when you are somewhere away from where you used to know. So it's just a learning experience that goes on and on and on, and I don't know if it stops ever. First thing I've learned about my years here is time planning. If you are about to work in the UK, you have to plan your time. You have to really plan. Everything has to be planned, especially when you've got family. If not, you're not going to be able to make much positivity. You're not going to be able to do everything you plan to do in a day, if that makes sense. So for example, I work 3 or 4 days in a week, or 3 or 4 nights in a week. So for next week I'll be doing 4 nights, and I tell you, if you're doing 4 nights, you hardly get time for yourself. So I'm actually doing nights because of my childcare. I have to look after my baby, but I mean, you have to really plan your time well. So say you're doing nights from Monday night to Thursday night, so it's like from Monday to Friday you're in the hospital. And if you don't really plan yourself very well, if you don't tell yourself, I have to do this time, I have to do that time, I have to take the kids to school, I have to cook, I have to arrange the house, I have to study, I have to go to kitchen, I have to go to shopping, like it's a lot, especially when you have family. So time planning is what will save you from all of this stress. Secondly, if you don't plan your time, you wouldn't even be able to do extra shifts, if that makes sense. And in the UK, guys, trust me, you need extra shifts. If you don't do extra shifts, then I mean, if you can't do it, it's fine, but like, we've got lots of things we are paying for. It's quite different from where I'm coming from, because we don't pay for loads of things. We don't really pay for council tax, we don't really pay for TV license, with like lots of things that we don't pay for. But here you have to pay for every single thing, and most of the time your salary will not be enough to cater for all of them. But if you've got a husband, wife, partner or something like that, you can be able to combine and then pay for them and be comfortable. But if it's just you and you've got your family, you have to work extra hard to be able to maintain all the expenses in a month. If not, you're going to go very broke. So yeah, apart from that, in the world, I've learned so many things, guys. Trust me when I say so many things. It's so many. I mean, the first one is your communication skills. I know, like, it's very difficult. It's quite difficult when English is not your first language, and when you are just new and you don't know how things are being done. But I'm telling you all that from my 2 years of being here, communication matters a lot. So if you're in the world and you're doing something and you feel like you need to attend to something else, you need to tell whoever you're working with or whoever around you what you are going to do and why you're going to do it. You have to tell them, oh, I'm trying to go and attend to this patient, I will come back to this, or can you help me and do this, or could you know what I mean? Like, just try to increase your communication skills, because that will help you a lot. So when things happen, people can say, oh, this is why it happened, or you were actually doing this before this happened. You know what I mean? Like, you can have someone that will back you up when you're trying to explain yourself. But if you don't tell people what's happening, if you don't open up to say what you're going to do, or why you're going to do it, or why you have to do this instead of that, nobody's going to know, and they can't work on assumptions. So you have to always open up and tell what you want. So when I came, I wasn't really like that. I didn't really know about, like, I was good in communication skills back home and everything, but like, it's a different place here. So I try to like learn everybody. I try to like keep calm and then learn everybody and everything. And that brings me to the second point. Try to speak up as well. It's not about communication this time within your co-worker or anything, but just try to speak up when you want something. Try to like make your view or opinion known, because if not, they're going to assume that you're okay. So for example, if something is being done and you don't like it, try to open up and say, oh, I don't like this and this is why I don't like that. If not, people are going to like walk on your head and feel and assume that you are dull and you don't know anything, because if you don't talk, you don't know it. That's it. So if you don't really work well as a good part of a team, it's going to hurt a lot. It's going to affect a lot in your place of work, be it in the care home, be it in the NHS hospital. So just try to speak up. I know sometimes it can be very, very difficult to do that. I know, like, especially for us coming from a country where we are not really allowed to like talk to our seniors. Or I remember the not the first day, but I think the first week I started working, one of the days I was sitting down and then my manager came to the ward and I stood up from my seat. So I wanted her to sit down because that's how we actually do it back home. So when your senior is coming in, you just stand up automatically for them to sit down. But I did that. I didn't remember I am not back home, so she didn't even recognize what I did. Oh, and then I was like, oh, seriously, it's true, I'm in UK. I had to go back to my seat. So it's a quite different place. It's different from what I used to know, but I had to adjust to it. I had to try and speak up. I had to try and air my views. So if this is hard for you, just try by sending email first of all. So you can try and send emails to whoever you want to speak with, be it your manager, be it your senior colleague. Just try to send emails to them. And this is what I actually do most of the time. I try to send emails because as I'm sending the email, it's also written, so it's not really a verbal something. So there is actually a documentation about it, which is also safer. So if it's something you still feel you still have to see the person face to face and talk about it, then you can still go on and talk about it. But then use emails and messages as a first point if you are very shy to talk about what you want, or if you're very shy to speak up. So there are things I just feel like everyone needs to know, especially the overseas nurses, overseas doctors, overseas anybody that is overseas that is actually trying to adapt to a new environment, new area, new country. First thing you should know is don't try to do anything without being trained for it. So this is mostly, I think, for nurses that I'm aware of. Do not try to do any single thing if you're not trained for it, be it medication, be it removal of cannula, be it CPR, anything at all that you're not trained for. Do not do it. Even if you see a patient trying to die now and you know that doing a CPR will actually help the patient and make the patient come back to life, if you're not trained for it, please do not do that. Don't even try it, because that's the worst thing you can ever put yourself in. So yeah, every trust, every NHS, every care home provides you with different trainings that will help you to function very well in the ward area, in the clinical area, or anywhere you are. So make sure you go for these trainings and be well equipped to function. If you don't go for them, if you are not competent to do them, if you're not signed up for them, do not ever try it. That's the first thing you should know. Ask. Always ask if you don't know anything. That's the second thing you should know. Don't be shy to ask. Nobody knows it all. If your manager doesn't know it all, sometimes you tell your manager something. I remember a day I actually told my matron something. So it's not really, and nobody knows it all. So just try to ask if you don't know. Don't assume this is it. Be sure to ask, be sure to double check before you do anything you're not sure of. And the last tip and last advice is keep learning. It's not going to stop. If you feel like you don't know anything, go for the learning, go for the classes, keep learning, keep asking questions. The more you ask, the more you know. The more you try to know, that's the more your knowledge increases as well. So you're not going to know things by just keeping quiet to yourself. You're going to know things by trying to ask and be trying to inquire what is happening and why it's happening. So as you embark on your journey to come into the UK to work as a nurse or as any other thing you're working at, I wish you all the luck. I wish you all the good luck, and I also want you to subscribe on this channel so you can always keep updated on whenever I post my videos. I post videos every weekly, so try to subscribe and put your notification bell on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for seeing this video, and I would like to see you in my next video. Please comment anything you would like to ask me, anything you feel like asking me. Comment down in the comment section and I'll be there to answer you. I'll also be dropping my email, so you can also ask anything if you feel it's something you can ask publicly. See you next time. Bye bye.